The crew are getting nowhere fast. And while the men are scrub clearing, Rick turns his attention to electric tarp rollers. Getting the tension just right is as much an art as a science. Again and again, the men return to the fields to check the moisture. But 5 days after arriving in Hobart, the crop still isn't ready.
Couple days, this heat.
Couple of days.
Yeah, it's still pretty soft and there's quite a bit of green out in there yet.
So a couple of these 100-degree days in this wind.
Yeah.
It's not easy on the men to know that 50 or 60 miles to the south, the harvest is in full swing. But Rick has been in business for a long time and has managed to develop a philosophical approach to the vagaries of being a harvester.
Well, we've done some samples that got real close to dry enough to go.
How long have we been here?
We've been here a week and a day, 8 days. And the biggest part of this we spend doing our training, which we always do some training here, safety and mainly, but also getting the young men familiar with the area that they're going to be driving in so that they aren't worried about where they're going.
I have to say you hide the stress well, and I'm not sure whether you're hiding it or whether it's not there.
Well, it's just the way life is out here, and if you're going to do this, you just got to get to where you can handle it, because if you can't, you'll be a raving idiot. Or worse.
What's the worst you've ever sat down here?
Oh, I've been here for over a month.
I mean, it must be costing you $1,500 a day to sit around here, is it?
You know, you don't want to know how much it costs to sit. You know, these boys eat over $100 worth of groceries every day. Probably quite a bit more than that. And you get everything else in. But we try and keep them somewhat occupied. They like to watch TV and they watch some videos, but you can only do so much of that. And young men need a little physical stuff, whether it's going out and playing basketball, walking or running or what have you.
And eventually even Rick runs out of things for the men to do. So they kill time any way they can, taking in the sights of Hobart.